Hello there, buenos dias. Welcome to the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona, Spain for the Spanish Grand Prix qualifying notebook for 2017. An absolutely glorious day here. Lovely to be back in Europe. Plenty of new things in the motorhomes that we can show you about, and let's get up to some mischief and randomness, awkward moments with strangers in the paddock. Oh, look, it's Mrs. Grosjean. It's Marion Joel, otherwise known as Mrs. Grosjean. Hello, how are you? How are the boys? Are they okay?
Yeah, everything is okay. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Sasha and Simon, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yeah. And the mother is on holiday today.
Oh, beautiful. They don't wake you up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely. The grandparents are there, so it's okay.
I know the feeling. I get such good sleep when I'm away. My two arms wake me up. Anyway, nice to meet you. See, told you it was random. Right, let's talk about the pole that was for Lewis Hamilton and the pole that was not for Sebastian Vettel, because had Vettel not made a big mistake on the last sector, indeed in turn 14, the last chicane, he would have been on pole and we wouldn't be seeing a very happy and relaxed Lewis Hamilton today. So it's that tightly poised going into tomorrow. So the improvements, the comparatively few improvements on the Ferrari, seemingly they haven't been outpaced as yet. Well, all right, I know Hamilton's on pole and Vettel second, but it was going to be very close by the whole huge suite of developments come to the Mercedes. So Lewis Hamilton on pole by 0.05 of a second. And Hamilton was really best, as I say, in the last sector. He did a 27.6 last sector, whereas Sebastian Vettel, who's already left the pen, did a 28.1. So I think that's correct. I got that off the timing screen at the end of the session. It seems to suggest that Vettel lost half a second, 5/10 in the last sector alone. And that seems to be right, because Vettel was up in the first two sectors, but lost all of that and more in the last chicane. But I'll tell you about Vettel later after we do the two Mercedes. So Bottas third, and as Toto Wolff said to me afterwards in the pit lane, Valtteri made two sizable mistakes on his last lap. He put that down to missing the whole of free practice 3 and having a compromised morning here in Spain in FP3, and I think that is probably accurate. I did ask, do you like the new Finnish cap atop Bottas's head? I like it a lot, actually, with a nice sort of white fin, you know, three-pointed star. It's cool, isn't it? Anyway, didn't, of course, have the track time this morning. Does have an old engine, so this engine that had to be put in the back of Valtteri Bottas' engine has already done the first 3 or 4 races, Australia, China, Bahrain, and the race in Russia, in which he actually had to use, you know, full beans towards the end to stave off Sebastian Vettel, and couldn't really turn it down like Lewis Hamilton turned his engine down. So to say that there won't be any kind of difference between the engine that Bottas is running today and tomorrow and the fresh engine that Hamilton has got in the back of his car is fanciful. Yes, all right, if you want to talk semantics, I don't think there'll be a change in the engine at all, but there's got to be more of an advantage that Hamilton's got through a fresh engine than Bottas has through a used old engine that maybe can't be run at full beans all the time. I'm not making excuses, I'm just explaining what's going on. So there is the weight gains that Mercedes have made from their car as well. So they do accept that the car is 6 weeks, or rather was 6 kilos overweight at the start of the season. They've actually been chipping away at that weight throughout the season. It hasn't all just come off at this race, but they've been losing weight bit by bit from various parts and components, and shoes indeed, that we'll show you a little bit later. Actually, while you're at it, look at Hamilton's shoes there. They've got laces. So the new trend in shoes, both from Puma and from Alpinestars, the main suppliers, is to do away with the laces at all, because they add grams, and just make it into a sort of glorified sock. But it seems that Bottas and Hamilton there like to have laces on their boots. Hopefully I'm going to show you Carlos Sainz's ultra-light boots and socks. So the weight has come off, and that has helped them, but they are nowhere near getting all of that 6 kilos off. They look to have good pace tomorrow, Mercedes, because of the gains that they made, the improvements they made at the Bahrain test on tyre overheating. Wasn't an issue in Russia, but it will be an issue here tomorrow. We have already had people overheating their tyres. Nats, you all right? Anything of interest? We're just doing the notebook here.
Oh yeah, okay, so We almost
Change your shirt again.
Well, I know, because I
wearing
had
a
the
different
well, I had the old one, didn't I? I didn't realise there was a new one to have.
right,
but
okay.
we nearly didn't talk to either.
I'm not wearing the shirts anymore.
I know, but
no
you're
one's
a
noticed.
maverick.
No one's noticed. I just stopped wearing them and no one noticed. Instead, I wear lovely shirts like this.
Yeah, no, you look good. You look good. You look good.
They might notice now. I possibly shouldn't have given that away.
You just dropped yourself in it, haven't you?
Yeah.
So listen, Kimi just ran straight out without doing any interviews.
Yeah,
and
as usual.
I asked Daniel to go and get him, and then he said, well, a board nearly whacked him on his head, so that was his karma.
Well, yes, that's true. Yeah, that board over there, almost fell over because of the wind and almost bashed Kimi on the head. So that put him in a bad mood, didn't it?
And then we had to, well, maybe, but then we had to go and try and get Seb, who was in a much better mood, but he was running off to do something else, so I sort of had to run with him, and then he got whacked on the head by a camera. Not our cameraman, though.
No, of course, we never do that. No. Do we, Pete? Do we? No, we don't.
Did you enjoy quali?
Yes, I did, very much. Are you doing Bottas?
Yeah, I better do, yeah. Right. See you later.
All right. Thank you very much. I was going to say, tell him Kitos, but that wouldn't really be any sense. Yes, this was the. Hiya, how are you doing? This was the board that fell over and apparently hit Kimi Räikkönen. So hope he's all right. I've got myself into a dead end. This is weird. Well, I'll tell you what. While we go out the other way, out this cul-de-sac. The old Vigilantes here. Vigilante Securitat. Nice. Catalan, I think that is. That's the word, isn't it? I can tell you about the Sebastian Vettel rumour of having some sort of preliminary contract or agreement. We always talk about these pre-contracts in Formula One. No one really knows what a pre-contract is. What is it? Some sort of agreement that I'll negotiate with you if I feel like leaving Ferrari and joining Mercedes, and you alone? Or what? This team, Mercedes, have got first call on Sebastian Vettel's services before he even negotiates with Ferrari. The idea of a pre-contract doesn't really work. Some sort of preliminary agreement that I'll enter into negotiations in good faith, that's a different thing, maybe. Anyway, so it seems to be the rumour has been denied on all sides, but whatever, the rumour seems to suit Sebastian Vettel in his negotiations with Ferrari. Bear in mind that he's been negotiating this new deal with Ferrari. Vettel wants to stay for about 8 months now, since the middle of last year. Of course, the deal ends at the end of this year, so it's one of the key Ferrari people here in the white shirt and the dark glasses there. So the rumour seems to have been around. The rumour that's been around that Vettel had some sort of pre-contract with Mercedes has not done Vettel any harm in his negotiation. Might have focused Arriva Bene and Sergio Marchionne's minds that they need to keep their guy, but it's being flatly denied by Mercedes because saying, look, it's got nothing to do with us. And Ferrari is saying, oh, maybe Mercedes have let the rumour out because they want to destabilise Ferrari. That trick has also been used, but I don't think it's the case in this instance. This is the new Liberty Media bus. I would say Bernie's bus, but it's not Bernie's bus, of course. It's the new Liberty Media bus. And such is the new regimen that it's all still completely blacked out. I was hoping to see if Kelsey Grammer was in here. I can't see him in there. I can only see Ross Brawn and some other guests, a lady in a hat. Maybe you can see from the side window, Pete. But they have brought, it seems, Kelsey Grammer, Frasier, off of TV's Frasier here. There is Ross Brawn. I think he's a guest of Formula One's here this weekend, and I wanted to say hello, talk to him, ask him, bother him for an anecdote about Cheers, but or doing the voice in Storks, which I quite liked, but I can't find him. I don't know where he is. Slightly random invitation, if I'm honest, but there we go. Seemingly that's what's going to happen. So anything, that's the new motorhome. Same Mercedes motorhome as in previous years. Same Red Bull energy station, but they've done away with the little ramp on the on this far side of it, which makes it one entry in, one way in and one way out. So slightly annoying for us who are doing the notebooks. We've got to go all the long way around when we get to it. So shall we do Red Bull while we're here? And I'm going to pop in, see if I can find these weight-saving boots that Carlos Sainz said that he'd leave out on his table. Well, I tell you that is, on the face of it, Red Bull have found a second in their upgrades. Now, it's very difficult to quantify because, yes, at the last race, they were some 1.5, 1.6 seconds off pole position. And today, Max Verstappen was only 0.6 seconds off pole. So on the face of it, it looks like the improvements they brought to this car have indeed found a second per lap. which is laudable and fantastic. But I wonder how much of it is also just suitability and knowledge of the Spanish track as well as much as anything else. But still, Max Verstappen, the better, the quicker of the two Red Bulls, he's in 5th, and Daniel Ricciardo 6th. They were both clean laps. And as I say, the closest margin to pole all season, so the upgrades are obviously working. Max Verstappen said the balance of the car is the best all season, and they're all very happy with that. Now, are the secret lightweight boots around about here? Carlos Sainz said he was going to leave them around the place. They are not. Carlos's dad is here, but not anywhere else. Has Carlos left his boots around here? He hasn't. You know Carlos's lightweight boots, the new ones, the 80-gram boots?
No, they're not with us at the moment, I'm afraid.
Are they on his feet?
They...
or are they in the room?
No, they're not. They're not in the room at the moment. No, they're in the bag, unfortunately. So it's not here.
Where's the bag?
It's with his
Somewhere
manager.
Else. Oh, okay. All right. Have you felt, Carlos? Have you felt these boots? They're unbelievable. Have you felt these new lightweight boots? These 80-gram boots that your son's wearing?
Well, I think needs still some development.
Well, yeah. They're unbelievable. They're like paper.
Well, yeah. I think the most important thing is that you know, he's comfortable. Doesn't matter if it is 10, 20 or whatever grams, but important is he's comfortable.
Good point. Nice to see you. Okay, right. My obsession with the 80-gram boots is going to have to wait until Monaco then, I think, because I don't know what I was going to do with it anyway, Pete, because I can't show you weight unless was carrying around a sort of mini scales in my pocket. I couldn't show you weight on television, could I? That wouldn't have worked. Was it a terrible idea in the first place? Yeah? Okay, all right. Well, never mind. Right, what he's referring to, I think, Carlos Senior, is that, you know, 80-gram boots are all fine if the Toro Rosso is so bad that actually it's not going to amount to a hill of beans. And it wasn't great, Toro Rosso, today. Hello, Paul. I might as well do Toro Rosso, seeing as we're out there moto and we're talking about them. Sainz 12th and Kvyat 20th. Ouchie, last of all for Danny Kvyat. Kvyat said, I'm sure there is something wrong with the car. It was pretty much undrivable. I'm 100% sure they're going to find something, the mechanics can find something when they strip the car off. There's something wrong with that car, because he doesn't hold out much hope for the race either. Whereas Carlos Sainz was saying, I'm sorry to say that, guys, but P12 is the best that there is. There's no more in this car, and I did the absolute maximum. So I think what Carlos was saying was that it's all good and well and good Alpine Stars developing an 80-gram boot. If the car's not actually having the same kind of love and attention, then what's the point? But, you know, every little helps. Now, you might have seen this on Paddock Uncut, but I told you about these changes that Liberty are making to the paddock area. So what we have is this new sort of astroturfed area. We have this sort of built-up arboretum, or whatever you call a palmery. Is it a palmery? Yeah, you call it a palmery. And then you have a bar, really, which is selling beer. Well, it's not selling beer, it's giving away beer. So with snacks as well. So you get some olives and some peanuts and you got some reading material, F1 Racing Magazine. And yeah, you can come up here and get an alcohol-free beer or a normal beer. So that's the normal beer and that's the alcohol-free beer that they're all celebrating, advertising around the circuit. So I think they're free. Is it free, or do people have to pay? It's all free. Wow. Okay. Must be swamped.
For the paddock people. Yeah.
Lovely.
You ever tried the 0-0?
I haven't tried the 0-0. No.
You should. It's very, very good.
Yes,
we
absolutely.
just launched it yesterday officially.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That was a big press conference to launch Heineken 0-0 yesterday.
Why don't you just call it 0%?
Because it's completely 0-0, so it's 0.0000, so it's totally analcoholic.
Okay.
And it's the segment that is growing the most, because it used to be 0.5, and now
0.5. Yeah.
But the 0.5 still alcohol, while this is completely without alcohol.
All right, brilliant. So if you're driving, everybody, you can have a 0.00000. I don't think he quite got my pedantic point about if it's 0%. Why don't you just call it 0%? 0.0. But hey, that's marketing, isn't it, Pete? Eh? Right, how long have we done? Oh dear, 14 minutes. Okay, well, seeing as we got this natural break, let's take a little pause, and more Notebook in a second. Hello, welcome back to Barcelona and the Grand Prix, qualifying Grand Prix. There's Frankie Muniz. Hi, Frankie. You okay? Can we have a quick word? Yeah, I'm from English TV.
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, good.
How's it going?
You well? Yeah, not bad. Have you had a go in the two-seater?
I did, actually.
How was
I
it
did
like?
this morning. You know, I raced cars for a bunch of years in Formula Atlantic and stuff, so I kind of should know what to expect, but it so far exceeds your expectations, the speed and the grip, and you know, like I know the drivers, they say they're only pushing like 75%, but it is shocking. Like it's like my neck after 2 laps, I was exhausted. You know, just trying to keep my head up so I didn't look like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, at least when you were driving, you had a cockpit and you were in control. It's quite cramped in there though, with that thing in front of you. Was that all right?
It is. You know, it only affects you really going down the straightaways because you don't know when the brake zones are coming. Yeah. But like in the corners, you know, you can see, you know, where you're heading. Yeah, you know, but.
Did you find yourself, you know, looking for the line, clip the apex?
Well, it just, you know, just leaving the pit lane and, you know, leaving the garage and going out the pit lane and getting to turn 1, like, I forget, like, with the tire warmers, everything's already ready to go. Yeah. He went in so hot. I'm like, oh my God, like, it shocked me. It was awesome. Like, it's amazing what they're doing with the F1 experiences and the fact that, you know, people can come out and have the opportunity to drive the two-seater, like, to experience being in a Formula 1 car on the track, on the weekend. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Well, lovely to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Nice. Yeah, great. It's a bit of a star, isn't he? Right, Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel second, Kimi Raikkonen fourth, and thank heavens that Sebastian didn't stop when we think his sensor went wild in Q1, and the engineers thought, oh my goodness, you know, the engine's about to seize up or blow up or whatever. Stop the car, Sebastian. He was like, are you sure? I need to get it back to the pits, and they found out that indeed it was just a sensor. There wasn't actually anything physically wrong with the car, so thank heavens for him. He did come back, and that meant that he was able to get to Q3 and second position on the grid, but it probably should have in Sebastian Vettel's mind been pole because he messed up the last sector. He was 10th faster than Lewis in the first 2 sectors, as we've said, but lost that and more at the last chicane. He said on the radio, sorry guys, bleep, 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 with lots of swear words. Missed apex in turn 14 all the weekend. I had it, and then I lost it there. Kimi Raikkonen, a 10th off pretty much in every sector, means that he starts P4. So, yeah, disappointing for Kimi yet again. Yes, he's had problems on a Friday, but with a little bit of lost track time. This is physio Mark Arnold, but yeah, disappointing. I've heard the rumours that Sergio Perez is being lined up to replace Kimi Raikkonen next year, but can't seem to firm them up, so they remain just a rumour for now. Right, let's do Force India, and they believe that Fernando Alonso stole away their 7th place because Esteban Ocon was on for, sorry about the pun, not a very good one, for P7, but he didn't get DRS on his last attempt because he pressed the DRS button too early, and when you do that it locks out the DRS and you don't get it, and he's done that before in practice and they told him about it, but that was frustrating because had he not done that they think he would have been P7 instead of P10 because it lost him so much time and it's so tight. Anyone in there, Pete, of interest? Do you know what I do love is the pink trim and the pink bits on the seats by the bar. I think that's cool. So that's a little frustrating. Sergio Perez got about as much as he was going to get out of it in P8, but to get 2 cars in the top 10 for once again for Force India is absolutely top notch. So well done. Look, this is what Red Bull need to do the ramp on the side up. Anyway, so that's great for Force India. 2 cars in the top 10, and they can score some more points from there. You would have heard that Bob Fernley not too happy about his engine suppliers. Mercedes potentially helping McLaren, Honda, and Honda to develop in the future, potentially, if that's going to happen. Oh, there's Cyril Abiteboul. I was going to ask him about a quick thing. See if he's with. He's with someone quite important. Maybe I shouldn't interrupt him. There was a rumour going around that Renault, as a company, have been a victim of the hack, of the computer hack. I certainly saw before I came on air that Nissan, who are part of Renault, have been a victim of that. So if you see that in the news, we've heard a little rumour here that Renault as a car company have been a victim of that. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just a rumour, and that the race team might have been a victim of that as well. I can't imagine that, because such sensitive data, they tend to have brilliant firewalls, but and all the computer, things, but security. But anyway, that was a rumour banging around the paddock. Might not turn out to be true at all. Yeah, Williams, and disappointing really for them. General lack of grip. Felipe Massa 9th, and the tyre was overheating at the end of the lap, but not a bad recovery after looking very shaky, Massa, in Q1 and Q2. And very disappointing for Lance Stroll, unfortunately. Again, just complaining of lack of grip, and only 18th on the grid. But I was interested to hear from Paddy Lowe on the pit wall that they do indeed, all the Mercedes engine customers do indeed have the same engine modes, special engine modes for qualifying available to them that the Mercedes race team have. So I know some of you were interested in whether that was true, and it is. Right, should we move on to Haas, who are next on my list? No, they are not. McLaren. Sorry, Pete, got it wrong. McLaren with a motorhome, yeah, what a fillip, what a boost, what a shot in the arm. Any cliche you can use and think of. There's Mika Hakkinen, a man who knows how to pull it out the bag, and what a fantastic, how was it? Slightly sweaty, sorry.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. What a great boost shot in the arm for the team, Fernando.
It's fantastic, fantastic what the McLaren and the Honda did. I think. It is an extremely positive atmosphere at the moment inside in a team. You can really see, because the Barcelona racetrack it's a very difficult track for the cars. You have really long sweeping corners where you need an excellent balance. You have long straights where you need a lot of power. So they have done a massive improvement here. So I'm super happy for them. So I think for tomorrow's race we can expect some interesting results.
Now, 2 weeks ago, there was a Finnish driver on the flag. He had just battled off a raging Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it bring back any memories for you?
Oh my God, yeah. I had some great competition against Michael Schumacher when he was racing with the Ferrari. I had a great results here in the past, winning 3 times in a row. I nearly won 4 times, but then the engine or some valve broke just in the last lap, so it was not. It's not so funny, but great memories from this track, and against the Ferrari.
But great for Valtteri as well.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Because he was your idol. You were his idol. Sorry. You were his idol. You were what motivated him to get into Formula One when he was growing up as a kid in Heinola.
Exactly. He's a brilliant, in my opinion, great personality. He's a fantastic communicator. He's a great team player. So I'm very glad how he's performing, and Formula One having a great, let's call it ambassador, racing here. So I hope he's going to win tomorrow, flat out.
He almost flat out. Oh, I love it. Well done. He almost cried when he heard the Finnish anthem on the podium. You can understand that. But so happy.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very emotional moment when you win first. For me, it took for me about 7 years before I won my first Grand Prix.
It was Jerez '97, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's the pressure what you are living all the time, and all those years you already becoming nearly in a situation that we are never going to win. So you have to all the time push yourself, to motivate yourself, believe in that we are fastest guy out there. So never give up, always flat out and concentrate and improve yourself, and that's what the Valtteri is doing. He knows there's still a lot of things what you can learn. You're never ready. You always can be a bit better every day.
Brilliant. Listen, we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you so much. Thank you as always. Sorry about the extended. I wanted to ask him because of course Mika was so instrumental in Valtteri's career and win and motivation and all of that. So P7, a gift, as Fernando said, for the team and for the fans, and well, it's just the brilliance of just checking our microphones okay. Yeah, everything okay? Everything all right with the mic? Yeah, okay, good. just everything. So Stoffel Van Dorn is the other one for P19. That's disappointing. And I've checked with the team, and they say that there's nothing wrong with the car. Stoffel hasn't really had the seat time that Fernando's had all over the season, even though this weekend has been okay. But P19 that's a little poor. So I'm sure Stoffel will be examining as to where that pace has gone, considering that Fernando Alonso is P7. And as for Eric Boulier, talking about whether he's going to try and keep Fernando Alonso at the team, he says we aim to do the impossible. Okay, maybe it's not so impossible. There's Gunther Steiner from Haas, and I can tell you about that they are 11th on the grid with Kevin Magnussen, free choice of tyres, so it's not too bad. Romain Grosjean only 14th, so it's probably the most from Magnussen that was possible. And a messy session for Romain, a spin in Q1, then brake problems, and then off the track in Q2 as well. Kevin Magnussen 2/10 ahead of his teammate Romain Grosjean, which is good for K-Mag, not so good for Romain. And K-Mag got bumped by Fernando Alonso to be 11th and out of Q3. Right, Renault, and a very disappointed team here. I don't really know what the reason was. Alan, where did the pace, any reasons? You're showing so well on Friday, and then it sort of went away. Jolien said wasn't very... No, Hulk said he wasn't happy with the lap.
Yeah, it wasn't the perfect lap, but honestly, another couple of tenths would have put him back to where we'd been in the last few races. So I don't think there's much in it. We're obviously having a look at everything. But it's incredibly close here, much closer than it has been in the other ones, and we're the wrong end of that midfield group. We'll do what we can to get back up there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. There you go. There's the explanation from Renault. Yeah, Hulk not particularly happy with that, bit disappointed. And Jolien Palmer only 17th. And he thinks there might be something wrong with the car because he can't explain the lost pace from practice. Maybe something wrong with the car, maybe there isn't. But they'll look through the data and find out. And finally, Siberia. I mean where we are, Siberia. Amazing how suddenly you get down here at Sauber and it completely thins out and there's no one around. Sauber, Marcus Ericsson 16th and Pascal Wehrlein 15th. Great performance from Pascal Wehrlein. Man, he can qualify, can't he? He's absolutely super over one lap and pretty good in a race as well. And he used 3 sets of softs in Q1. That left him with only one go at it in Q2. He was half a second quicker, more or less, than Marcus Ericsson, it seemed, in 16th. So that's a great result for Pascal Wehrlein. Marcus Ericsson only 16th. Right, I've done Renault, Haas, yes, Toro Rosso did earlier on, McLaren, just want to check on Williams, yeah, Force India. That's it, good. That is it. So thanks very much for watching. See you for the Spanish Grand Prix. Mañana, 11:30, Sky F1. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Enjoy Sky Sports F1 Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.